How's it going? How's everybody doing? Essential Notes back again to talk fragrance with you guys. And today we're going to be talking about Black Walnut from American Perfumer. If you guys aren't familiar with American Perfumer, they're an online retailer. I think they're online. I don't know if they have brick or mortar, but they exclusively carry American Perfumers brands. So a lot of that is indie brands that are out of America, and they like highlighting American perfumers. You know, perfumers that are based out of the United States, and they did that with this one. This actually ends up being an American Perfumers, like a limited release, like a limited edition release, and they do that. So what they do is, in addition to carrying like some of the brands they carry is like Imaginary Authors, Olympic Orchids, and January Scent Project, and they teamed up with the perfumer from January Scent Project, John Biebel, and they created limited edition. So they'll do that. They'll team up with other perfumers from other brands and work together with them to create these limited editions, and that's what they did with Black Walnut. I received this last year, the day before Thanksgiving, and it was like, I think the mail came pretty late that day. I didn't get a chance to try it that evening, so I decided to wear it on Thanksgiving, and I sprayed it. I really didn't get a chance to treat it like I do my other fragrances, where I spray it and I start taking notes and trying to dissect the fragrance and take notes of like what I'm picking up at the top, how is it transitioning to the heart, how does it unfold into the dry down, how certain notes might be working, in relation to other notes, what were some of the standout things that I enjoyed, what were some that I didn't like. I just didn't get a chance to do that. So I had sprayed it and then I had to move on and go about my day. So that's kind of how that went. And it ended up being a really cool experience to not sit there and dissect it, to just wear it and kind of experience it from beginning to end, let my day unfold. And with it being Thanksgiving, like, it unfolded some really great memories that day. It was the first time in like 4 years that I got to spend Thanksgiving with my daughter. We had a great time laughing and connecting and catching up, and it was just nice to be laughing and then catch a waft of this, and it just kind of made it part of that moment. And I'm planning on this being my new Thanksgiving Day scent moving forward. But yeah, so I've been really impressed with it. I don't know that you can get these. You might keep an eye out for them, like if people are selling them or whatever. I don't think they're for sale anymore. But you can go to American Perfumer and kind of keep tabs on when they're going to have a new limited edition release. Jump on them quick because they sell out rather fast. Shout out to John, you did amazing on this. He also does some limited edition releases with his brand January Scent Project, and he's such a talented perfumer. But we'll jump into this. This is the bottle. Pretty standard, but it does have like a limited edition and a signature there. Like I said, it's called Black Walnut. I don't know how Black Walnut differs from regular walnut, so if anyone knows that, feel free to fill me in and leave it in the comments and kind of I'd love to learn. Anyways, such good scent. Oh man, it's good stuff. A good atomizer. I shake this instead of this. I'll give you the notes. So the notes are, at the top you have bergamot, Mexican lime. In the middle you have black walnut, cypress, syringa, which is another ingredient I'm not familiar with. So if someone knows about that, if you can leave some comments, I'd greatly appreciate it. Got cinnamon, black pepper, orange blossom, cashmeran, and then in the base you have Haitian vetiver, sandalwood, vanilla, oak moss, and oud. The best way I can describe this is, it is like a camera movement. So it's like what they would call a slow push or a slow zoom. And it starts out, you get citruses right off the bat. I get more bergamot than I do lime, which kind of surprised me because typically lime is kind of a standout citrus for me, but I didn't even detect the lime. Maybe it's a little, underneath some things, underneath the bergamot, but it didn't push through. So I got the bergamot, and then I get a leafy green something. And so you push past the citrus, you see the leafy green, and as you see the leafy green, you can already start detecting the black walnut. It starts leaking out underneath. Even though you can't fully see it, you just kind of get the essence of it. So that's happening. Then you'll slowly push past the leafy green and you'll see the walnut. And then basically from there, you still can sense like the leafy green and a little bit of brightness from the very top, but it feels like you're past it, and like you've moved beyond that kind of layer. And then there is like a woodiness that's in the background somewhere, and to me, like, I don't know if it's because it's black walnuts. I grew up in an agricultural area, so I just thought when I closed my eyes, I'm like, oh, it's like wooden crates that are going to carry the walnuts. That's kind of down below. So it's not very prominent at all, but as you push into the walnut, the slow push, you start picking up these different facets of the walnut. You get a bit more of a darkness, like a warmth, cozy, nutty quality. It's a nut, but it just kind of starts becoming more photorealistic in a way. And then you get like, there's a dusty element, and I'm sure that's coming from the spices, that you feel like a little bit of a dusting. You can pick up the shell quality. So like in a walnut shell smells a little different than the nut itself. And so you can kind of pick that up. Also, you get texture. So you get like, as walnuts kind of have this, to me, it's kind of like a crunchy, but at the same time, it's kind of like a little waxy. It has a little bit of give. It's a little more like pliable. So you get that kind of a texture contrast there somehow. I don't know how you pull that off, but I picked up these little elements, and that's it. Like that's just a slow push into the walnut, but as you do, it unfolds. Like the idea of the walnut unfolds. So you get, it's not all about the walnut, but it triggers thoughts of like home. For me, it triggered thoughts of home and hospitality and love and family and coziness and comfort, and and maybe my head went to like banana walnut bread or whatever, but you don't get those kind of gourmand elements, but it triggers those thoughts, and it is very warm and inviting. There's a soothingness to it. It's not in your face. It's a very subdued, more personal scent, and I guess that's what was great. And it's a personal scent, but it pushed off the skin rather nicely, to where I could catch it. I had a nice scent bubble, and I could catch it throughout movements of the day, or getting to stand up or sit down or whatever. So it ended up being a very, very beautiful experience. Again, if you could keep an eye out, if you're interested in it, keep an eye out for maybe a bottle that someone's trying to sell. Go check out American Perfumers. Support them, man. Support your local American Perfumers through that brand. Keep an eye out for their limited releases. Check out January's Scent Project. And yeah, I would love to get some engagement going around the idea of walnut. I don't know of any other walnut focused fragrances, or even fragrances that feature walnut. So if you guys can drop some in the comments, I'd appreciate it. This is a new channel, so if you can comment, like, subscribe, share, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Just trying to grow this thing. And I just enjoy talking fragrance. So if you're digging it, keep tuning in. And until next time, peace.